All right. Today we are going to be discussing fractions in this class, and it's going to be a simple class, a simple topic for every one of us. And I believe by the end of this class, you will be able to have a grasp of something very very important here in this class. So first of all, I'd like to know what fraction is. What basically is fraction is what you first of all learn in this class. So, first of all, we say that by definition, fraction is defined as a part of a whole, right? So, this is the definition of a fraction. And we can actually say that it can be expressed as a quotient. It can be expressed as a quotient in which the numerator is divided by the denominator. Denominator and the denominator. All right. So briefly, we'll be talking about types of fractions. Types of fractions. We have basically different types of fraction. But in the course of this class, I will only be highlighting 7 types of fraction in this class. I'll be highlighting just 7 types with their respective examples, and we'll be good to go. So, the first type of fraction that we have here, okay, basically we shall be discussing just 7 types of fractions. So number one, we have um, we have what is called the proper fraction. We have what is called the proper fraction. Now, in this proper fraction, we seem to say that the numerator is less than the denominator. It's a form of fraction in which the numerator is less than the denominator. So here we said the numerator is less than the denominator. The numerator is less than the denominator. For example, e.g., we have 1 over 2, we have 2 over 3, we have 6 over 11, and so on and so forth. Where if we pick this, we said now that 1 becomes the numerator and 2 becomes the denominator. Yes. So this is what we have for the first example. So we'll quickly enter into the second example, the second type of fraction. So 2, we have what is called the improper fraction. We have what is called the improper fraction. Now here, the numerator is greater than the denominator. So here, the numerator is greater than the denominator, e.g. we have 3 over 2, we have 5 over 3, we have 11 over 8, as the case may be. So quickly we'll rush into the third type of fraction. Number 3, we have what is called the like fraction. We have what is called the like fraction. Now in this fraction, we'll be having the same value of the denominator. In this fraction, we shall be having the same values of the denominators for the different fractions. E.g., we'll have something like 1 over 5, we have 3 over 5, and we also have 5 over 9, and 7 over 9. Now you can see from here that these two fractions are sharing the same value of denominator. So here we have 1 over 5, we have 3 over 5. So we can say that these two fractions here are like fractions. Now check the second example here. We have 5 over 9. I also have 7 over 9. Definitely these two fractions here too are what? Are like fractions, because they are sharing the same denominator. Alright, if that is taken, we step into the number 4 type of fraction. So we have number 4. Quickly we have number 4, and this number 4 is said to be unlike fractions. We have unlike fractions. Here, the denominators are of different values. Yes, the denominator of different values. For example, we have 1 over 3 and 1 over 6. Of course, you can see that these fractions are unlike fractions. And why? Because if you check the denominators, you will discover that the values are different. We have 3 here and we have 6, but the numerators are the same. Now, I'd like to take you back to the third examples that we actually discussed earlier. Now, in the third example, we have like fractions having the denominators, the values of the denominators being equal to each other, while the numerators are different from each other. Now, coming back to the unlike fractions, you discover that the denominators are what? They are different at this point, but the numerators are what? Are the same. So now let's get into the fifth type of fraction. Number 5, we have what is called the equivalent fractions. We have the equivalent fractions. Now, in this type of fraction, the resulting values of the fraction are said to be equal. Here, the resulting values of the fraction are equal. E.g., if you have something like if you have something like 1 over 5, 2 over 10, you have something like 1 over 5, you have 2 over 10. Definitely these two, 1 over 5, if you divide 2 by 1, you are definitely going to, if you divide 2 by 2, you are definitely going to be having 1. And if you divide this 10 by 2, you are definitely going to have this 5. So it's just like reducing this fraction 2 over 10 to its simplest fractional value. That is what this entails. So we can also have another example from here. We can also have something like 10 over 8 and 10 over 18 and what is we use here? Okay, let's say 5 over 9. Now, this same example as well, you can see 10 divided by 18. If you divide 10 by 2, now you are supposed to have, if you divide 10 by 2, you are supposed to have 5. If you divide 18 by 2, you are supposed to have 9. So you can see that even at the end of the day, if you press your calculator and divide 5 by 9 and 10 by 18, you will discover that you are going to be having the same value. You are going to be having the same value in decimal or in decimal point, as the case may be. So this is the fifth type of fraction that we have. Second to the last here, we have number 6. This number 6. Number 6 is a mixed fraction. Mixed fraction. Now, in a mixed fraction, we have both a whole number and a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. For example, here we have something like 2 whole number 1 over 4. We also have something like 5 whole number 3 over 7. You can also have something like 3 whole number 4 over 6, as the case may be. Now, if you look at this example very critically, you will discover that here, okay, let me make use of this. Sorry. You discover that here becomes the whole number, and this becomes what? Your proper fraction. Recall that your proper fraction entails that the numerator has to be less than the denominator. That is what exactly gives your proper fraction. But in the case of an improper fraction, you can recall that we said that the numerator has to be greater than the denominator. Yes. So now, when you combine a whole number with a proper fraction, you are supposed to be having a mixed fraction. All right? You're supposed to be having a mixed fraction. So lastly, which is number 7, we have what is called a unit fraction. a unit, we have a unit fraction. So now a unit fraction is a type of fraction where the numerator is 1. This is the type of fraction in which the numerator is 1. The numerator is 1. And the denominator can be any whole number other than 0. So the denominator cannot be 0, but it can be any whole number that is greater than 0. So here the numerator has to be 1. That makes it what is called a unit fraction. The example that we have here, there are already things that we have started playing around. You have 1 over 2, you have 1 over 3, 1 over 4, 1 over 5, 1 over 6, and so on and so forth. So that is all we have, right? So can we quickly recap? Let's quickly recap. So we said that fractions are part of a whole. So when we talk about a fraction, we simply said a fraction is a part of a whole. And we said that it can be expressed as a quotient. Quotient means division. We're talking about quotient, we're talking about division, right? In which the numerator is divided by what? The denominator. And we went ahead to talk about basically 7 types of fraction. And we say that the number 1 type of fraction is a proper fraction. And this type of fraction, we say that the numerator is always less than the denominator. Secondly, we talked about the improper fraction, where we said that the numerator is always greater than the denominator. We also talked about like fraction, where we said in this fraction, we'll be talking about a system in which the denominator seems to have the same value, the same whole number value. And we talk about 1 over 5, 3 over 5, and we also compare 5 over 9 and 7 over 9. So you will see that here the denominators are the same. So quickly, we also talk about the unlike fractions, where we say that the denominator are of different values, but the numerators are of the same value. So we tried to compare 1 over 3 and 1 over 6, and at the end of the day, we discovered that the denominators are not the same. Why the first one, the denominator is 3, the second one, the denominator is 6, but their numerators are the same. So we also talk about equivalent fraction, in which the resulting value, when comparing the two fractions, the resulting value is the same, is equal. The resulting values are equal to each other. And we'll talk about 1 over 5 and 2 over 10. 1 over 5 is the simplest reducing value of what? Of 2 over 10. So we said if you compare 1 over 5 and 2 over 10, you discover that when you divide 2 by 2, it gives 1. When you divide 10 by 2, it gives 5. And when you reduce them to their decimal values, you discover that they are going to be having the same value and so on. So we also talked about a mixed fraction, a system of fraction in which a whole number is multiplied by a proper fraction, right? A whole number is multiplied by a proper fraction. In another way, we can say it's a combination of a whole number value and what? A proper fraction. So we have 2 over 1 over 4, 5 over 3 over 7 as discussed earlier, and then we have 3 over 4 over 6 as the case may be. And finally, to summarize it again, we have what is called a unit fraction, the process in which, or the type of fraction in which the numerator is just 1. Unit means what? 1. And the denominator can be any whole number between or that is greater than 0. The whole number can never be 0. The whole number can never be 0. Once it becomes 0, it definitely is not going to be what? A unit fraction again. So in our next class, we'll be solving different examples of fraction and see how we can work around some other things. We'll be talking about when a fraction is said to be undefined and so on and so forth. So in our next class. So thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Inshallah.